Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The topic of my presentation of this research paper is context aware mobile computing. The abstract of this research paper: the context aware computing is full processing worldwide in which projects can is cover and exploit relevant records. Since it was proposed about 10 years prior, numerous analysts have contemplated this topic and constructed a few settings mindful applications to delineate or helpfulness of this new time. Setting mindful bundles or the device foundation to help them be that is it may be have no way, shape or form being extensively accessible to ordinary clients. In this review of research paper on setting congruent frameworks and projects, we looked concentrated on the styles of setting utilized in forms of setting data, at structures that guide aggregating and scattering setting and bundles that adjust to the changing over setting. Through, through this overview, its miles cleans the content aware investigations in a vintage anytime or anyway rich region of Fouric examines. The challenges and conceivable answers we characterize fill in is steerage for analyst planning to make context aware computing reality. The introduction of this research paper includes two technologies allow clients to transport roughly with registering vitality and system resources for hand. Compact PC frameworks and Wi-Fi interchanges. PCs are contracting, allowing numerous to be held with the guideline of hand in spite of moments registering scales. And Wi-Fi handle PC frameworks to be had, going for stroll unique running frameworks, for example Palm OS, Microsoft Pocket PC, Symbian EPOS, and there are normally a few strategies that devices can be connected. The definition of this context is an arrangement of natural states and settings that both decides and applications conduct and wherein a product program event happens and is energizing to the purchaser. The context aware computing has the proximate decision, a man interface strategy wherein the items found close by are inaccurate or generally made less hard to pick. The computerized logical reconfiguration strategy for including new segments, the relevant data and directions that can deliver distinctive results steady with the setting in which they might be issued. Setting activities activated, simple if then arrangements are used to indicate how settings mindful frameworks need to adjust. From our meeting of setting inside the previous segment, be that is maybe have a particular point of view on how portable utility can take pick of settings. There are basically two ways to deal with the utilized settings: mechanically adjust the practices reliable with found settings or blessing the settings to the clients at the fly as well as storing the settings to the client recovering later. There are different context awareness like active context awareness and passive context awareness. Active context awareness: an application naturally just adjusts to found settings by changing the application's context. The passive context awareness as application displays the new refreshed settings to an integrated clients or make the settings trialless for the client to recover later. The context aware application, we use different types of application as we discussed in the slides or in the research paper. They have different functionalities: the shopping assistant AK, AGK, 94, group AD&T, Bell Laboratories, passive content, no, active context, customer location within the store. So these are the different descriptions we discuss here. The description of the technical model used in this research paper: construct absolutely in light of the exuberant identification system 1. The zone setting is provided to the assistant who routinely advances the wireless calls to the goal individual closest phone to show the secretary. The secretary means there is a security in these private calls. No one, someone else not listen to this. So different technologies used and different models are displayed in the slides. We thoroughly discuss in the research paper. So when the mechanism of context aware, we use the hybrid technology. There is a couple of local observing framework which may be constructed absolutely in light of system areas, and they might be never again particularly centered for indoor or out of entryway utilized. The hybrid technology is used for this research paper. And the another is the location model. Location model means excellent place model is essential to deal with the protest, portability and encourage area related inquiries together with a given a thing return its current region, and given a region return a posting of the considerable number of devices there. There are the most part two places model and emblematic forms speaking area to a outline images and a geometrical adaptation. So when we discuss the location model, then we have discussed the system infrastructure, and we used the two technologies or two techniques incorporated and administrators with exceptional quantization and various structures. The first one is centralized architecture. The best way to decouple is to apply a concentrated setting server which offers relevant insights of the burners, which deals with an intense and expedient of variable names and qualities or environment, and offers updates to customer which have once in past demonstrated diversion by utilizing of buying into the server. Ordinarily there is one surrounding for every client in addition to conditions for rooms, work groups and cafeteria. So the next one is distributed architecture. Instead of protecting all setting information in a solitary concentrated place, a dispense structure lets in setting be held at various areas to avoid the capacity bottlenecks. The roam device created as Stanford is based at the possibility of setting cost. A man-driven structure has the individual client operator control and control the shopper's non-open and area data, despite the fact that the individual operator in an accumulate supplier that outer clients can get some information about the shopper it speaks to. The individual decides the control standards of the her specialist. Customers likewise can scrutinize the place question supplier that is set up through areas with an incorporated server called the region merchant, going to stores in every zone. Though the security and privacy authenticating the furnished area records in extreme in light of the fact that nowadays sensor structures typically best discover points with compromised of vaccination or the identifications that might be expelled from the phone thing they speak to. The unquestionably the issue that period in itself is scarcely every intrinsically hard harness. It's miles most likely that it can be utilized for honest to goodness or lousy highlights. So finally, we conclude that to better apprehend context awareness, we reviewed the writing on this place. We characterized the expressions context and context awareness, recorded the context aware projects which have been built, said advanced strategies to detect and from the unique circumstance, and showed up into a sporting foundations and well-being and protection issues. We found that the examination of as it ought to be find settings, viability, dispersing relevant data and using the accessible setting or in any case on the early levels. We accept at the same time the setting acknowledgement is a key part of a mark punishing new application within the region of ubiquitous computing. So that's all. I remember me in prayers. Thank you.